Everybody, Andy here again, still in the woods, and if I can show you around here, quite a nice little area this is. I've walked around these woods, as you may well know, made lots of vlogs in these woods before. I've never been to this particular part of it, and it looks completely different. You discover new things all the time. That's what life's like, isn't it? But anyway, what I was going to talk about, I seem to be on a bit of a vlogging roll. This is the third video I've made already, and so I've started writing quite a lot of blogs, and I'm really getting into it as well. Once again, as with videos, it goes in fits and starts as well. But I did one a couple of days ago, which was really a copy of a blog post I did for a MySpace page that I'm involved with because of the radio station that I'm a chairman of, Hastings Rock. But it has, the whole idea of it has wider implications. I'll give you it in a nutshell. There's a local festival that goes on, usually around the same time as Hastings Rock's on the air, called the Black Horse Festival. It's one of those sort of local music festivals that attracts a lot of people. I'm going to climb up here and see what's up here. Which attracts, it started off as like a folk festival, but it's grown and grown. It's been going for sort of 20 odd years now, and very well respected, very well thought of in the local area. But it's also very good for the local music scene because it promotes local bands, allows the local bands to perform on a big stage, should we say, with some better well-known people as well, and gives them that experience. They do a young bands afternoon as well, so sort of teenage bands can get up there, have a go and see what it's like, get some adulation from the crowd and their friends, but as I said, perform on a decent stage with a decent sound system, all that type of stuff. Well, this year they decided that they had to move the festival itself, partly because it's grown so popular, it's sort of outgrown its original site, but also the site they used was in a pub, or at the back of a pub. The landlords changed, wasn't making it easy, blah blah blah, probably because it was getting bigger and bigger and logistically becoming more of a nightmare, shall we say, for everybody involved. So they decided to change it to an area near a village, not that far away from Hastings, and an area that had festivals, concerts and that sort of stuff before as well. But last year they had an application for a festival, slightly different festival. It was more to do with sort of reggae and that type of thing, different style of music really. But it was turned down because of the local residents complaining about noise, potential antisocial behaviour, health and safety concerns, that type of thing. So when I found out that these people were going to put because I know some of the people involved with the festival were going to have it on there, I thought, that sort of rings a bell of having problems. They thought they'd be alright, but as it turns out, the application has been refused. So the festival this year has been cancelled for the first time in, as I said, 20 odd years, and it's a real hammer blow, I think, to lots of people. And knowing what it's like, I actually said in the blog post, last year Hastings Rock, the station that I'm involved with, the radio station, wasn't on the air because of financial problems. And we knew, talking, sort of people involved with the station, that if we didn't come back this year, which we are thankfully, then that could be the death knell of the festival, the radio station. 2 years without being on the air, the momentum goes, all that type of stuff. So there's a worry that this might happen again with this particular festival, the Black Horse Festival. And but what are they going to do? The residents in this particular village, and I suppose you have to congratulate them in a way for being so good. They've really gone to town on this. They obviously don't want this festival to take place here. That's their prerogative, I suppose. And they put every obstacle in the way that they can, whether it be noise, concerns, and they've gone out and they've done all these surveys and tested the sound and everything, and that isn't so much of an issue, I don't think, because that could be turned down, but it's the health and safety, the other side of it. And unfortunately the application didn't address some of those concerns that the villagers had. Back again. I was chatting away and some guy came up and started talking about adders and butterflies and things that he'd seen in photographs that he's taken. Anyway, back to what I was talking. As I said, the application was refused, and I'm not sure that the committee of the festival were prepared for that sort of level of opposition. But these people now are very well organised. They've obviously, as I said, they've obviously made their mind up. They don't want this festival or anything else happening there in their backyard, what we call over here NIMBYs, sort of an acronym for not in my backyard. facade, and I think that's what a lot of people are now. They, whether it be building projects or festivals or something like this, they always see the bad thing of it, and we don't want that there, even if it's only for a few short days or something. As it happens, my father-in-law lives in the particular village. He hasn't got a problem with it, but he's been keeping me up to date with some of the developments, and he knew all about this. But it's the wider implications of this, as I said, for the local sort of music community. For one side of it, oh dear, it's getting very wet around here. I'm trying to negotiate my way around. But also, because is this the sort of the end of this type of festival? As I said in the blog post, it makes you wonder whether anything like this can happen again in our area, and is this something that's going to happen anywhere else now? Because if people have got this opposition, and also it's the health and safety aspect, isn't it? Someone mentions health and safety these days, doesn't matter where you are, everyone sits up and says, oh no, oh dear, we can't do this, and applications etc. get refused because that's the easiest option, isn't it? And I'm sure that's what the district council who refused this application ultimately probably thought. They probably thought, well, no, on the easy side, they haven't addressed some of these things. The other people have certainly done their homework and got themselves together, and we're going to refuse it. That's the easy option, isn't it? And I know of other things that I've been involved with, probably didn't get off the ground, and that's partly because of those problems. You know the hurdles that you're going to come across, and the health and safety concerns are a major issue. Try and get insurance for something now, and you need insurance for any type of event that you put on. It doesn't have to be a big music festival, it could be a garden fete or something like that, something very, very small. You need public liability insurance of millions and millions of pounds or dollars worth of coverage. That all costs money, and ultimately people are going to think, is it actually worth all this hassle? If with the radio stations it's not too bad, but I know I've got some inkling of what it's like to put these other festivals on. Even smaller ones, but bigger ones must be an absolute logistical nightmare. And ultimately these people are going to think to themselves, is it actually worth it? This festival has been running at a loss for a couple of years now. I don't think it's too much money, but there's that whole thing. People have to dig into their own pockets. It's a labour of love. Are they actually going to bother doing this in the future? And how are they going to attract other people to get involved? That's what's happened here. I'm trying to get my face in the picture. They've got new people involved, but they're going to lose enthusiasm very well. So I have a great concern about all this, and this, as I said, it's not just local, it's national, it's worldwide. All those little arts festivals, all those little events that maybe happen in your town, whether it's the same where you are in your part of the world, I don't know. Maybe you can tell me, but I suspect that in this day and age, these things are actually getting worse and worse, which is a great pity, because I'd hate to see events like the Black Horse Festival, Hastings Rock for that matter, or any other of these festivals, even if I'm not interested in attending them. It's good to know that they're out there, they serve the community, your local community, and if they go, that's gone, and it probably never will come back. As I said, 2 years and you're starting to think, is it worth bothering? Will people have forgotten about us? Do people care enough to worry about this type of thing? I care enough, which is why I wrote that blog, which is why I'm making this particular video. And if you've got any stories of your local area, and you can think of other examples that you've got, please let me know, comments, videos or whatever. It'd be good to know what happens elsewhere, and maybe, if you've had this issue, how you've got over it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.